I'm originally from Finland, so I'm excited to be here to welcome my home team, one of them. My name is Anna Nissinen. I'm the Senior Vice President of Fairfax County Economic Development Authority. Welcome to Fairfax. We are here in the center of the Greater Washington region, one of the largest economies in the world, one of the top 10. And in Fairfax County, we could, if we were a country, Fairfax, along with our Northern Virginia partners here, we would be the 46th largest economy in the world. So you are in the middle of all of it. So we very much appreciate you, but I'm not going to take any more time because you do want to hear what Finland is doing on quantum. And it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce Consul General of Finland to New York, Jarmo Savela. Take it away.
Thank you so much. And I need to apologize in advance because I need to leave immediately, but I wanted to, on behalf of the Ministry for Foreign Affairs and the entire Team Finland, welcome you to this event and say just a few words. Firstly, as you have already seen, Finland punches way above its weight in quantum information science and technologies. Why is that? Firstly, we have a very strong research tradition in some key areas. And secondly, that strong tradition has been combined with a triple helix model where the public sector, the research community, and the private sector work like hand in glove. And that in turn is made possible by a willingness on the part of the people of a small country where all hands are needed to work together across sectors. My second point is that we have sometimes seen ourselves as being kind of underperformers when it comes to commercialization and marketing. But this is really changing. As you can see from the Finnish companies present here, that is changing. And we all are very, very proud of the Finnish companies present here today and at the Congress. And my third point is about Finland's strong emphasis on sustainability and a human-centric approach, which means that we absolutely want to see quantum information science and technology make the world a better place. As we know, all technologies throughout human history have made lives better, but at the same time, there are people, bad actors, who have utilized all technologies for insidious purposes, and that will continue. And therefore, we need to also understand the need for building resilience against the risks and the insidious purposes of those among us, because they will be there in the future, and Finland in many ways is on the front lines, not only geographically, but also in terms of the technological and digital world where those insidious purposes are also present. So with those words, welcome, and you will be hearing from Finnish companies. I would hand the mic over to your moderator, Outi Keski-Aijo. Outi is heading Business Finland's quantum computing campaign, which aims at accelerating the growth and development of the Finnish quantum ecosystem. Outi has 30 years of experience in ICT, change leadership, and innovation management, including at Nokia Corporation, Nokia Siemens Networks, Okmetic, and Tekes, the Finnish Innovation Agency. And prior to assuming her current functions, she was the head of AI business program at Business Finland from 2017 to 2021. So with those words, Outi, you have the mic. Do well.
Thank you. We need to do some practical arrangements still because I was missing the clicker. Okay, this is now Is this really working only? Okay.
Green is forward, red is back.
Yeah. Sorry for technical problems. So welcome to spend 1 hour with Finnish quantum ecosystem. First we have our companies here, and then we will change in the middle of the panel, and we will have our research side on and ecosystem and community side on the stage. So let's start with the companies, and I have prepared some questions. And first we have here the introduction round. So could you start, Mikko, going around the introduction?
Yes. Hello everyone. So my name is Mikko Nurminen. I'm the Chief Sales Officer at Bluefors. Have been with the company 2.5 years, and I think that's been really exciting times to learn the entire quantum ecosystem during that period of time.
Another Mikko here. I'm Mikko Valimaki, co-CEO of IQM Quantum Computers. We build and sell full stack superconducting quantum computers, and then we offer also quantum cloud.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kalle Palomaki, and I'm Vice President of New Products at Modulight. I'm in this role now for 3 years. Before that, 10 years a board member. The company has made lasers since the year 2000, all various kinds for many applications, from healthcare to quantum, and really looking forward to today's discussion.
Very good afternoon. My name is Vishal Chatrath. I'm the CEO and co-founder at QuantrolOx. We are the leading supplier of qubit automation software.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Himadri Majumdar. I'm the co-founder and CEO of SemiQon. We build control or qubit processors or quantum IC chips for the million qubit era. Great to be here.
Hey, happy to be here. My name is Jussi-Pekka Penttinen. I'm the CEO and CTO of Vexlum. Vexlum manufactures novel semiconductor lasers for atom and ion-based quantum computers.
Okay. Then a few words about Finnish quantum ecosystem. So Finnish has quite long heritage and also the legacy in understanding quantum phenomenon and making the different devices and also the materials for the quantum. But lately we have also the kind of like speed up with software side as we had the quantum computing campaigning focusing on the software side. And kind of like we are having the whole technological stack in Finland, even we are quite small country there. And that is possible as we have both the developers and researchers working together and making this kind of journey together here in Finland. We have very versatile current infrastructure and we are making kind of like big investments now in the state-of-the-art quantum computer and also the clean room facilities and pilot lines. So and we are also renewing our supercomputing Lumi and so have a lot of this kind of the investments that will kind of like improve our position. Currently we have the both ecosystems, the ecosystem having both members, so the both research and the companies, and we are working very well together. And currently we will have still more people coming in as we have this new doctoral program ongoing, and we will get 90 new doctors in 3 years for the private sector. So this is extra for what we usually have. And currently we are also preparing the national quantum strategy, and that will be published in early next year. So here we see how we are doing this ecosystem, and we have the companies basically much more than we have here. So all our software and algorithm companies are missing currently. And then we have also RTOs like VTT and CSC, and then a lot of universities that are participating in this work. We have divided national funding so that research funding is provided by National Research Institute of Finland and Research Council of Finland and Business Finland, where I represent, will cover the innovation side. Current infrastructure, Micronova, and then that will be covered later as Quantinova, and currently also there is a quantum computer that will be updated to 54 qubits in the, I remember that it was November. And supercomputer Lumi, that is world third fastest supercomputer. So that's what we currently have, and there will be much more investments in the future. Finnish innovation community Business Q is creating a business roadmap for the quantum technologies as well. We are talking about also the research roadmap together with the research side, and there will be cooperation and forum to discuss, and also the technology providers and end users that are located in Finland. Here are some members of that, and then we will continue with the questions for the companies. So Bluefors, you are one of the, I think, the currently one of those few companies that are making the good profit and a good business out of the quantum, and you have been kind of like doing that for many years growth already. How do you say, how do you develop this further? How do you make us to scale in this side?
Yes. Very good. Thank you, Outi, for the good question. I think, first of all, it has been 16 years of hard work to get where we are, so that we are not that new company anymore. Secondly, or actually the most important thing, of course, is to work together with our customers and partners, and I think they have been helping us, and we have actually several of our customers in this row as well. So happy to be here together with them. Looking forward for the future, I think we can see that we need to be very, very close with all the customers, whether on the research side or whether on the commercial side, developing the quantum computers, because the requirements to scale it up are so many that if we are not closely collaborating with the customers, we won't be getting all of those. Of course, as a company, we are doing our own research and development, and we are having a team called Quantum Applications as well. We don't develop the quantum applications as such, but we use that team to kind of test the solutions that we are doing on the cryogenic side, that they are truly working for the quantum. But you know, how seeing the industry going forward and how to scale it, I think we quite clearly see that there are two sides of it. There is the research side, whether done on the academia and different institutions, or by some private companies as well doing the development. They need certain type of systems and cryogenic solutions, and we are happy to support them. That's one of our strategic focus areas. The other one clearly is then the commercialization and scaling up the quantum computing. More qubits, more effective, more easy to deploy the systems and all that. And that's the second strategic area that we keep working on strongly. But I think it is not only about the physical products and the cryogenic solutions that we are doing. We are developing the services as well as kind of implementing improvements to the supply chain continuously, that we can deliver faster. We have just actually next Monday about to announce that we are opening the spare parts stock on the US ground and stuff like that, that we can support everyone to scale the business moving forward. Talking more about the solutions, I think there will be various concepts how to make up to the kind of 1,000 qubit, 10,000 qubit, and up to million qubit systems, whether they are modular systems or how do we solve the cryogenic problems. I'm sure that we can do that together with our customers.
Okay, then Mikko, another Mikko, so IQM computers, you are still very few quantum computer manufacturers that have actually exported their products. So, and IQM is one of those. So, and during the last year, or this last year, so not last year, but this last year, so IQM has launched many new products, so quantum, the radiance, spark, and resonance. How do your customers have received these products, and which one of them is the most important for you, strategically and strategic or otherwise?
Okay, thanks a lot for the question. So as said, we build and sell full stack superconducting quantum computers, and we are on the market today. If you go to the expo hall here, you see some of our competitors. There's IBM, there's Quantinuum, there's IonQ, all American companies, and worldwide there's like 20 or something companies doing quantum computers, what we also do. How do we differ from all the competitors? We go on premises first. Most of the companies in this market who actually sell something sell you cloud first, but we go on premises first. We also have a cloud offering, but we only launched it a few months ago. And while we are on the market today, we have learned from the early customers that you have to differentiate also your product for different use cases and different markets. And we think that we have today the broadest product portfolio on the market for different price points and different budgets. There's a lot of noise in the market, and if you go to the internet, you quickly figure out that if you want to buy a real on-premises physical quantum computer, you probably have to pay something like 40 million, 50 million, even 100 million. There's stories about that, and I can confirm that as an insider, this is all true. Quantum computers have been sold with that kind of price points. But you can also imagine there's not many customers in the whole world if the price point is that high. It's a price of a private jet or something like that. Our products start today, full stack quantum computers, all the hardware, all the software included, from less than 1 million euros or dollars, less than 1 million. This price point gives us access to actually even all the universities and professors who are today researching quantum. They're interested to acquire a real physical computer, not get limited with cloud access. That's a new market, and we are actually expanding the market with a very product portfolio. We also have high-end systems. We have currently versioned our products to 5 qubit, 20 qubit, 50 qubit, all available today, and then we have 150 qubit launched next year. Something where we are also pretty advanced in the market and how we differ is our ability to deliver. We can promise 6 to 9 months lead time for our products. So that's also something that is very different to the other companies. Many of them actually have like a 2-year lead times. And of course we have the cloud, and cloud we actually think will be major business going forward in the future when the industry develops to the so-called fault-tolerant era. When the corporations start getting into quantum, when real applications start to emerge. But this early market, and we are talking about really early market today, is really about research, it's about universities, research labs, and there we think on-premise the right answer, and the right price point is much lower than what the rest of the industry has been offering so far.
Okay, then Kalle, you are leading the QADC's Enabling Technology Technical Advisory Committee. Why it's important for the Finnish SME company to participate in QACD work so actively, and what does it benefit Modulight or the Finnish ecosystem? Or?
Right. So yes. So first of all, those who don't know QADC, it's an initiative that originates from the National Quantum Act here in the U.S., and I think it's probably 5 years old. Fully industry-led consortium, and probably some 4 years ago they started expanding to and accepting other countries to become members because the supply chain is international and quantum needs an international supply chain. And Finland was one of the very first countries from which QADC started accepting members. And when we saw that at Modulight, we decided that we want to become a member and became the first Finnish company to join. Now, I have been in this QDC leadership role for almost 2 years now, and enabling technologies is one really key that includes everything from cryogenics to software to lasers, a lot of different things, also frequency comms. There's a lot of technologies that are actually needed for quantum computers. And the benefit here is multifold. So first of all, QDC publishes several reports. There's a lot of reports on lasers, photonic integrated circuits. We are now at Enabling Technologies working on frequency comms report, which will be probably published either later this year or early next year. And then QDC obviously has very close connections to the US government. So this is very important for quantum computing and quantum technology companies. For us, I think the key thing was networking. That's a great way to meet the quantum players in the US. All the major companies, whether they are actually users of quantum or building quantum computers or quantum networking or quantum sensors, are members, and that's probably one of the key benefits that it brings. But I know that several of the companies also here in this road, I actually think most of them, if not all of them, are QDC members. So it's definitely not just a question maybe to me. Maybe it's more like, what can I do for you?
Okay, then Vishal, QuantrolOx started its operation originally in Oxford, UK, but moved its headquarters to Finland. Why, and what can Finland offer to you?
Yeah, so we have to remind ourselves that when QuantrolOx spun out in 2021, what did the world look like? As we were entering the world of startups, UK was exiting the EU, and COVID was on top of us like a smelly wet blanket. So it wasn't the best time to spin out a company. So when we started to look at the landscape, where the customers were and what the revenue flow was, almost all the revenues for European companies came from funded projects inside the EU. So the next question was, well, we have to move to the EU. And at that time, you were at home, you did nothing apart from looked at either your Twitter kind of timeline or your LinkedIn timeline, or watched all your YouTube videos. So when I was looking at my kind of LinkedIn thing, there was like a random company I'd never heard of that kept kind of flashing and saying that they were doing something in quantum computing called IQM. And then I called people, who the hell is IQM? Can I talk to them? And then very soon I was introduced to Jan Götz, and who sold me the whole idea that Finland was the best place in the world to do quantum computing. I said, okay, I need some more proof points. I knew Antti Vasara, the CEO of VTT from my Nokia days, had an email exchange with him. He says, yes, this is absolutely the best place. So I was sold on the idea, and then as all good things happen, that got us to move there. And it was a decision we didn't regret, because early support came from Business Finland that allowed us to get started, and also allowed us to fully understand the ecosystem. Yeah.
Okay. Then next one, Himadri. SemiQon is a very young spin-off company of VTT that is very agile, developing silicon-based quantum processors. So why it's relevant for the small country like Finland and small companies from Finland to be ambitious in the field where the global giants and large economies are investing billions?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a question of heritage as well. Finland has been very strong in cryogenics, in quantum information science and so on. So the heritage of it led to scientific discoveries, scientific processes, which led to companies like Bluefors, IQM, and so on. So, but that's not the big part of, or the full part of the Finnish expertise. There are other expertise as well, and SemiQon is representing that. Other companies are also doing that. And then the other factor which is important to understand is the global playing field in quantum is still leveled. There is no clear winner. The winners are not chosen or identified yet. So anybody who dares to do things can do things, and we dare. So we will be doing what we want to do. The third thing I think is important to understand is going back to your Vishal's point about Corona and pandemic. I think you all remember that the vaccine came from a startup, well-funded, but still startup called BioNTech, right? It didn't come from the big pharma. It came from BioNTech. So small companies have big effects. And I think companies like SemiQon can sort of deliver these kind of effects as well. And the fourth factor is quantum is so early in its commercial stage that it's very, very important for companies like us to pivot into something which generates revenue. I think we have seen a lot going on into the quantum industry from public domain. We will still see public investment, which is great, but it's important to show the business as well. And companies like SemiQon pivot on other things, like we are doing something called cryogenic CMOS. And this is application not just for quantum computing, but also for the space and other applications as well. So that gives us a revenue potential in a bigger market. So these kind of things are what make us confident that we can also give it a fight.
Great. Then JP, Vexlum has been also spin-off but Optoelectronics Research Center of Tampere University. So you produce state-of-art lasers for the ion trap and neutral atom-based quantum computers. Are there some new products that you or strong Finnish photonics ecosystem could develop for the quantum technologies in the future?
Thank you for the question. I think conferences like this are quite good example that quantum is no longer a science experiment in the lab, but there's a market traction, there's industrial solutions. Like we heard now today from Microsoft that now we are in the fault-tolerant era. And companies like Vexlum, we are making enabling technologies, lasers for atom and ion based quantum computers, and Bluefors is making similar type of enabling technologies for superconducting systems and SemiQon for CMOS. So I think that's what we are bringing to the table. We are bringing the tools for the industrial quantum leap, and those tools need to be industrial reliability, and that's what we are also bringing. So now that you mentioned the new products, of course we like to buff that we have a new industrial lasers coming for the system integration to really get these beautiful Continuum or IonQ or other systems out from the labs to the field.
Okay, then very quickly for the second round, as another Mikko, so IQM Mikko must leave already because there's another presentation on other states, so we continue without them. Question for both Bluefors and Modulight and Vexlum, because you are already operating in the US market. So what has been the most important success factor to you to enter the US market as a small Finnish high-tech company? So
can I start now being at the end of the road?
Start.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so for Vexlum actually it's quite easy to answer because US is kind of our home market. This is where we started. So Vexlum was founded after a successful research collaboration with NIST. And basically we delivered our first products here in US, and I wouldn't say that we entered the US market. We started the US market and we haven't yet entered the Finnish market. So that's what we have to do.
Okay, then Modulight.
Yes, so Modulight exports something like a little bit over 99% of the products, so we don't also sell in Finland. But I think the key to success here is same as in any other country, so it's local presence, and that's what you need, no matter whether you go to Europe, Asia, or the US. Modulight was founded in the year 2000. In 2005, we set up our US subsidiary. And have been here ever since. Actually, the first customers were from the US big telecom customers that no longer exist because the 2001 kind of like wiped them out. But anyways, so it's really the local presence, and you can do that in many ways. For us, it meant at the very beginning a lot of air miles, flying here once a month, sometimes twice a month, whenever the customers wanted to meet, and then now, of course, having local operations helps a bit, but we still travel a lot. So I would say local presence is the key to success.
Yeah, good. I think in Finland we tend to say always that, hey, the product needs to be so good that it sells itself. I think at Bluefors we've been having that same strategy. Even the two founders, Rob and Peter, they are from Netherlands, so I think they've been thinking the same. So the product was kind of a groundbreakingly reliable, high quality, and ease of use. And I think those have been the parameters that we have been keeping there. And pretty much from the day one, we have been an international company as well, and actually entering the US market. Only the first system they ever produced was delivered to Finland, and right after that, the second one was to US. So I think the internationalization has been since then there. I think one of the key things from our perspective has been the customer support. And that was actually the approach that when we took when localizing or kind of creating the strong local presence to US as well. 4 years back when we opened our own office in New York, Brooklyn, we actually started from the installation and services side, not from the sales side. Sales was still made, so to say, remotely from Finland. Nowadays, yes, we are having a big sales team in US as well. Jukka sitting in the back is heading that one currently and taking forward the intimate customer collaboration.
Okay, then Vishal, QuantrolOx launched its product Quantum Edge and have now customers around the world. I mean, how your customers have received it, and does it help promote the wider Finnish quantum ecosystem somehow?
Yeah, so yes, so our first product was launched at the end of last year, and we have customers around the world now. But what makes it very common to all of us here, that we find it much easier to have customers internationally than in Finland. So we are also like Vexlum. We have customers in Asia and Europe, but yet to have our first customer in Finland, which I hope will change in the next decade or maybe in a year. We don't know, but but so far so good. So the key difference, I think, what Himadri pointed out, that quantum computing is so early, that since the time the first solid-state qubit was invented in '99, we are still in the sub-100 qubit era. So it's 25 years have passed, and we are still stuck below 100 qubits. According to McKinsey, by 2035, potentially 1 to 2 trillion of value could be generated by quantum computing. It might be debatable how much is the value, but what's not debatable is that you need at least 1 million physical qubits. So in 25 years, we've gotten to 100. In the next 10 years, we need to get to 1 million qubits. So the rate of development has been very slow. And one of the primary factors there is that the rate of bring up and characterization of qubits has been super slow. So there was a benchmark, I won't name the company, but which came out about 18 months ago. And they were super happy to announce that it takes 48 hours to be able to bring up and characterize a single qubit. So you can imagine what it really takes for the rest of the world. So we thought, let's take up the challenge, how fast can we make it? So now we can do it. The fastest we achieved is 120 seconds, right? So I think that's a key component that we are bringing, and our customers are enjoying the value. And you can really see the speed of current development of quantum computers happening. How does it have an impact or benefit the Finnish quantum ecosystem? Well, while we have the world-leading full-stack quantum computing maker like IQM, what Finland is also incredibly good at is being the provider of suppliers of key components at the quantum computer. So we have the world-leading Bluefors fridges, world-leading Modulight people with lasers in healthcare and so on and so forth, Vexlum in ion traps, soon world-leading these guys, and of course world-leading and the fastest characterization steps that we are going. So I think it's also important to think about being part of the global quantum supply chain, and that's where we are starting to support each other. Yeah. Okay.
Then Himadri, as a very young startup company, you need to operate globally to be successful. What does it require from you, and if you receive any support from Finland to succeed?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, well, first of all, Finland is our home base and will be our home base. And the second thing which is very, very important for us in Finland is a research nation. The amount of sort of investment done in research is unbelievable. I think it's now trying to achieve 4% of GDP going into research, and that's an ambitious plan. So we want to be part of that change, and we want to be part of that ecosystem. But like everybody says, our playground is the world. So we want to sell to the world. And what it means is, for us, we have started collaborating. So we have collaborators in Far East, in Europe, of course, and in the US. And this is what we want to do and want to build. We are also trying to build a commercial presence in US, because it's no doubt one of the biggest markets in the world. And in that respect, we think strategic let's say, leadership role is important. So we have just announced that Professor Prineha Narang, who is a professor at UCLA and also US Science Envoy, she will be one of our advisors. So these strategic kind of moves are required to get us going as a very, very small and early stage company. But I'm sure, like everybody said, it is doable. We have so much strength in Finland, we can do it.
Okay, thank you. And now we will change the researchers on the stage. Ei ole väliä, voi mennä mihin vaan. Okay, so 2 years ago we decided to, in Business Finland, to start a quantum computing campaign, and one of the reasons was that we find out that we were lagging behind with software and algorithms, and now we have had that almost 2 years time, and we have also funded a lot of research and also the co-research with companies and research centers and also the universities. And goal was to increase the research and development on quantum software stack and also support companies' experiments and demonstrations to solve major problems through the quantum computing. So we had the budget of the 15 million euros, and that's kind of like to be used in 2 years' time. And that will be now expanded, the longer term program in the beginning of next year. So I think that most of you have been funded through this campaign, and so you have a short summary that what you have done so far. But first we start with the introductions. So could you tell a little bit about who you are and where you come from?
Yeah, hello, I'm Jukka Nurminen, coming from the Computer Science Department of the University of Helsinki, a professor of computer science there. Our aim is to educate software experts who know how to apply quantum computing, also know when it makes sense to apply it. On research side, we are focused on application research, especially machine learning, optimization use case, and further down in the stack layer, transpilation, how we compile the high-level problem descriptions to the level that the computer is able to execute them.
Good afternoon. Tommi, Mikkonen, professor of software engineering at the University of Jyvaskyla in the middle of Finland. Our educational story is built around a massive learning environment for understanding quantum computing. And on the research side, where I mostly work, we are doing things the old school way. So starting to build something small, but addressing every step of the process. So building the minimal quantum computing stack that can be later expanded into full scale with partners.
Very good afternoon. My name is Juha Röning. I'm coming from University of Oulu, 200 kilometers shy from Polar Circle, pretty north. Our interest is manifold, so we have physics to crypto and also the software side. And my interest is from the cybersecurity side, so that in all way we could guarantee that we can trust the results what we get.
And hello all, my name is Erja Turunen. I come from VTT. VTT is government-owned research and innovation company. We work in between academy and industry, and sort of our role is to make sure that good research results and findings turn as a commercial success stories by companies. In Quantum, we work both with hardware. We do have our own clean room facilities, sort of semi-commercial scale clean room facilities, and superconductive and photonics are probably the areas that we have sort of some great competencies, and then we work also in algorithms and software.
Good afternoon, my name is Matti Palomaki. I'm leading the quantum computing applications at VTT, so that's the same organization that Erja already presented. Maybe I can mention that in the application area, our focus is on material modeling, industrial simulation, and communications. And also in this panel, I have a secondary role, which is I'm talking about this business ecosystem that Outi just shared a photo here a while ago, and that's part of my role here.
Okay, and then questions, more personal questions to you. Jukka, Business Finland recently made funding research for you and Tommi's team, a joint project on enhanced middleware for the quantum software. Could you explain briefly what you are targeted with this project, and why do you see this middleware important in promoting quantum computing?
Yes, thank you, and thank you for the funding. That helps a lot with our research and with our collaboration with our friends in Jyvaskyla. So the important thing to note, I guess, is that the quantum computer alone is nothing. We need quite many things to get the problem into something that the quantum computer can take in, and we need quite a bit of work to process the quantum computing output to get something that we understand. And that is the quantum stack. And it's getting increasingly complicated. As the number of qubits grows, it's very, very important to have the stack kind of supporting this more complicated thing. The particular theme that we are working at the University of Helsinki is the transpilation, so how we compile these problems to the quantum computer. And the key target there is to, with clever compilation, get the program as short as possible, which makes it possible to run it even if there are errors, because the longer the program, the bigger the risk that some noise corrupts the result. And with clever transpilation, we can get to something like 20% of the original length of the program, so there's a lot of potential. The drawback is, as the number of qubits grows, it's kind of an optimization problem how to compile it, and the compilation times start to grow. If you add to the mix the parallelism that's starting to be available in some quantum platforms, you add the error correction stuff, it's getting increasingly complicated, and managing all that stuff is the key of the quantum stack in a way. Probably many of you know that, many of you know the Linux operating system, so that's a thing that originated in our department long time ago, so let's hope we manage to do something equally successful on this quantum stack.
Okay, Tommi, you have the large quantum information and computation research team in University of Jyvaskyla. What are your long-term targets in this research area? Which topic you have focused so far, and is it easy to recruit researchers to work on the quantum information?
Well, that was actually quite a number of questions hidden in one particular, one question alone. So clearly we want to go the same direction as Jukka, and given that we've been working in the same department previously, I don't think that we have much difference in our long-term vision about building the operating system for quantum computers that will be globally deployed. And I know that it is an ambitious target, but then hey, who would have believed that the guy's hobby project becomes Linux, the most used computer operating system on the planet. The strength of the team that I have is that we indeed have several people working on different fields of quantum. Some are quantum physicists, some are from the cybersecurity side, and a number of them are, or a number of us, are on the software side of things. And I feel that this mix is forcing us to take fresh looks into things that each and every one of us thought that they are plain obvious for everyone who has ever been born, but when going deeper we notice that the things are not quite what they seem on the surface when you add some other scientist view to the picture. And to the question about how easy it is to hire talent, and it's not easy at all. It's complicated and difficult. So if you have good persons, please talk to me on the break, and I'll spend all this money on hiring them. Thank you.
Okay, you have a long background in cybersecurity at University of Oulu. Could you explain why cybersecurity is important on the quantum computing?
First of all, cybersecurity is very important, and we all know there is a big battle ongoing on the network, and not in a good way, a very bad way. Why cyber security is also important for the quantum computing is because the quantum computers are not standalone systems yet. I don't know if any day, but they need a shepherd. They need actually supercomputer to guide them, control them, and provide information, read the information, and do a lot of things. So there is an interface between these computers, which is something we are doing all the time with other computers. And then there is a attack vector available, and I want to make that as hard as possible for the black hats, so that people won't go over that border, and we can trust the results of these good computers, and there is minimum possibility to tamper and to make errors when they are doing the calculation. So that's the reason why I really think that the cybersecurity is very important topic.
Okay, Erja, Finnish government has budgeted several big investments in the quantum tech-related infrastructure, in which VTT is a very active actor, like Quantinova's new clean room facilities and pilot lines, new quantum computers that is up to the 300 qubits by 2027, and then also a new supercomputer. What do these investments mean to VTT and other quantum ecosystem members, and what is the VTT's role in implementing those?
Yes, indeed, we are quite happy now with the investment. So government invested now 150 million euros for those facilities, and then we are also getting more from EU CHIPS Act as a funding. I think actually both of those, if I start from the clean room facilities, of course we all know that clean room activities, especially when we are going sort of higher in the production line or more to the industrial scale, they need to be jointly used infrastructures, and that's what we are developing. So we are not developing the pilot lines only for our own research, but also we open access for the companies to use the equipments as we are doing already now. So now we have 8-inch facilities, and now we are upgrading then up to 12-inch facilities, and company can also use that for R&D and also small-scale production. So I think that will be very, very good sort of joint hub where this type of upscale of technologies can happen, and very important role also for the quantum hardware. And then the quantum computing side, we have been quite pleased with the current cooperation, so it also sort of innovative procurement from that point of view that we are co-developing current 54 qubits quantum computer together with IQM, which is actually a spin-off from VTT and Aalto University. So again, sort of looping the ecosystem, and now then, yes, we are continuing towards 300 qubits. Over there, we haven't decided yet that who will produce the computer for us, but the procurement is ongoing. But we are targeting, again, the same type of concept, that it includes joint development also around the quantum computer. And then there will be the link to the LUMI supercomputer, so the hybrid computing is then possible. But all of these actions are sort of targeting that we are sort of offering this type of development platform then as a benefit of the startup companies and of course also bigger companies too.
Okay, Matti, not about research, but about the business queue, that is Finnish quantum business community that operates nationally and European level. What are the targets of the business queue and how does it operate and who can join it if there is interested companies or researchers?
Thank you, Outi, for the good questions. Maybe I start from the objectives. Like probably any ecosystem, we have defined the objectives and long-term objectives. And I would say that the first one is the ecosystem growth as number one. And second, I would mention the new startup creation. That's a little bit different. So, and it's proceeding well. That's very important for us. And then third, I would mention building the awareness in the community. I would say those kind of three blocks we could define our mission. How do we operate? So I would say that there also some ways we could divide it into areas like, I would say that first one is the sharings and learnings. So between the companies, also the funding and putting funding and companies together, and also the matchmaking is very important part of that one. And I would say that the matchmaking is probably the longer run, the most important mission for the ecosystem building. And then third one, I would also mention the kind of influencing. Our members can influence the policies and strategies in Finland, so and also they get the feedback from that work that is ongoing in policies and strategies. So that's very important. And who can join? I would say that all companies who have local presence in Finland, quantum computing presence in Finland, or quantum presence in Finland can join. And of course, we have some rules for security and stuff like that, but everybody is welcome. Local presence in Finland. Thank you. Okay, thank you, and I hope that audience has enjoyed this hour with us, and I think that we are all looking forward to talk with you later today. So we are in the end, and so thank you. If there's any questions, we don't take them now, so we will take them separately after this. Because we have